There's a talk on the street that now economy is like a macho man. If you don't man up, you will not be a man. So that comes to a question: how does adversity help one to grow or to succeed?
Oh, I think we are born for adversity.
Yeah.
Since time immemorial, if I'm taking it from the biblical standpoint. As always.
For the more dance.
Exactly. That since the time of John the Baptist, the kingdom has suffered violence.
Yeah.
And the violent take it by force. You see, it's like in a business, so the adversity we have suffered has helped us more than the ease.
Yeah.
You understand? Because there is this saying that like ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So for instance, when we went to Enego project some time ago.
Yeah, it's very true.
I've never mentioned their name ever.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Vladimir, if he's watching this, he probably will look for me.
Yeah.
When we started business.
Yeah.
You know, naive boys, very determined to make something of ourselves.
Yeah.
We went and then people showed us chemicals, you know, we haven't really perfected the act at the time.
Oh.
We were really determined that we really need to do something. We went and applied the chemicals, you know, the thing started burning tokoro in the towers. Yes, in the corridor, right before our eyes.
Yes.
And it was a turning point, a defining moment for us.
Yeah.
See, it comes to this humility that you don't know enough.
Yeah.
Even whatever level you reach, you don't know enough. Something will strike you that you see that you have to go back, go and learn something new, go and improve yourself. That humility to know that, you see, when you sit next to a Nobel laureate or somebody who has achieved a lot, he is not the one who will tell you that I am this or I have achieved this. Because adversity humbles people.
Yeah.
That is why all the wealthy people you see, they are very humble. They are down to earth.
Yeah.
Life will hammer you in such a way that you will sober down. Because now you begin to think because of the difficulty, the obstacle, the changes, the pain.
Yeah.
The roadblocks is what makes a man. What story will you come and sit here and tell if you haven't gone through any difficulty? And for a business, I've come to learn that it's a rite of passage to fail. Failing is part of winning.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jordan is one of the world-acclaimed sportsmen in terms of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
He said that there was a time in his entire career, he has missed like 9,000 shots in his life. He has missed 300 games. And even when everybody expected him to take a winning shot, he missed it 26 times.
Yeah.
And he concluded by saying that because he has lost and lost and lost, fail over again, that's why he win. And now everybody salute him.
Yeah.
You see, one of the things that I've come to learn is that there is no way the life we want to fashion, the life wouldn't chisel us.
Yeah.
It will chisel
you.
But in saying that too, I am humble enough to recognize that this is the best of time to be alive.
Yeah.
The opportunities are enormous. The challenges, the inspirations are enormous. That when you fall 7 times, there is something that is pulling you to get up 8. Because, for instance, my dad lived half a century. No, three quarters of a century in darkness before he had light in our village. When he migrated to Ghana, you know, there was no light in that part of the country. He lived 3/4 of a century in darkness. I lived 17 years of my life in darkness. I hadn't seen light for 17 years. My daughter was born in the light. Like, I'm speaking of power, electricity, advancement, opportunity. I was telling you some time ago.
Yeah.
The infrastructure, democracy, rule of law, all these things are bequeathed to us without a struggle. People suffered and died for these things to happen.
It's very true.
A drew me ne so say be it's resilience you are talking about. Adversity is part of the winning process, because like how would we have Harry Potter? J.K. Rowling, she was rejected how many times? 12 times.
Beyonce, everybody.
Exactly. Lady Gaga. The Mary Kay. All these people were rejected.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Steven Spielberg. All the people will celebrate. You see, the interesting thing you should know is that when J.K. Rowling finally, even the 13th time, somebody wanted to publish his book. Publish her book, the Harry Potter book. You know, it's Kate's book. The publisher told her that she should go and get a job. There's no value in publishing Kate's book. But today she's a billionaire.
Yeah.
You know, there's a man called Jack Canfield. I read about his story some time ago. He wrote the Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's a very popular book. But he was rejected 144 times. 144 times before he got a publisher. And you see, this exuberance, one day I was explaining to you that when you have a zeal, something that makes you bounce back, you can't explain it to people.
Yeah, you only feel it.
Exactly. You can't tell the story to people when they are not on the same understanding level. You may be starting out, but you can't explain it because the thing is some unique thing to you.
Yeah.
It's like a preview God has given you.
Yeah.
So the adversity that you face and still bounce back is because of what is inside. Jack Canfield told the publisher that he wants to sell 1.5 million books of that book since he has accepted to publish it. After the guy has gone through such adversity and roadblock for 144 times, he had this resilience. Where did he get that kind of resilience? He will sell 1.4 million. The guy said, you are over your head. If you even sell 20,000, you are lucky. The guy went ahead and sold 10 million copies. Yeah. The brand of the Chicken Soup of the Soul alone is $1 billion.
Wow.
But the story keeps on going. But just to answer your question, two things that have really defined my life about adversity is Henry Ford. Henry Ford and Elon Musk. Henry Ford, when he wanted to design the 8-cylinder Ford, you know, he designed it on paper.
Yeah.
Walk into the engineer's workshop. His group of engineers he has employed, right? He went there, presented the paper to them. He wanted them to cast 8 cylinders in one block. Never happened. Never happened. They said it's not possible. It is simply not possible. So, like Uncle Da, was say it's not possible, was say yes. Was to produce it anyway. That is what happened. And they went ahead, found a way. You see, that mintijai is what produces result.
Yeah.
It's like the ant philosophy. Say, when they hit a roadblock, when they hit an obstacle, right? When they hit an obstacle, they either go under it, beside it, above it, or through it. That is what adversity is teaching us. Yeah. That every time we fail, for every one idea that works, 12 more didn't work. A dozen didn't work. So if you are somebody who cannot take adversity, you know, one interesting quote I ever heard is that if you live your life so cautiously, too careful, that you don't want to suffer any failure, right? You wouldn't have even lived at all in such a way that you have already lost by default, because the adventure and the adversity is what create the fortunes and the refined character. Intelligence doesn't create character. Experience is what creates character. Yeah. And where do you get experience? From adversity. From pain. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Henry Ford got this 8-cylinder in one block done because he didn't listen to what the people were saying.
It's true.
My father, Alhaji Suleiman, and I don't want to mention my father. He said that, well, you know, there's this popular saying that don't tell an idea to a small person. He will kill it for you, right? Yeah. He rather said that don't tell an idea to an old pessimist person. Tell it to a child. If I tell my daughter today that I want to catch, you see this moon, Oriana, I want to catch the moon for you, she'll believe me. She will jump, yeah. But if you tell it to already worn out somebody who's broken, who's not able to find his fire, that you want to change something, he will say, Masa, Kokope baby da now so be podcast now they are calling fan. Kokope baby na koda. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? So that is where adversity and the surrounding, the environment will affect you so bad that one here you give up. Giving up is not an option.
Yeah.
You see, as young people, one thing that I reckon to say is that as young people, it is our job that we will be able to break the status quo. When people, our job is not to believe and agree and accept everything people say that it's not possible. Anything anybody has said, it cannot be done. Your job is not to believe it and let the status quo remain. Your job is to go ahead and find a way to do it, not to prove them wrong, but to prove yourself right.
Yeah, it comes back to what Steve Harvey said.
Exactly.
He said that it's only you God gave that vision to.
Exactly.
He's not giving it to anybody.
Exactly.
So why do you think it keeps coming?
Exactly.
It means it's telling you something to man up.
Exactly.
So if you sit down, I saw a video today.
Yeah.
It said that no risks, no Ferrari.
That's
if you don't take risks, you won't get Ferrari.
Exactly.
So if you see your vision and you sit down, say some old man in Chantine, say don't go.
Don't go.
You won't have a Ferrari.
Jesus is going to Jerusalem. He was born for the purpose of dying for humankind.
Yes. But
and he's been preaching it. But the people around him told him, stay here, don't go anywhere.
So what being?
Fire. But he said, for this purpose I came. Right? So when we find the purpose for which we came, like the second point I was trying to make, Elon Musk says that even if he has a 1% chance at doing something, he will take it. You see, Elon Musk said something very profound. He said that Neil Armstrong and Gene Cernan, these were the Apollo astronauts who about half a century ago who went to the moon. So they are heroes. And it seems like they have an authority when they say something will not work. So in 2012, between 2008 and 2012, they are the one who discouraged Elon from commercializing the space flight business. They actually sent a paper to President Obama saying that they don't believe the commercialization of the space flight is something that is feasible. The waste of time. The people, including Elon, they don't have skill and experience. And then it brings me to a very, very important quote that I heard. Your naivety is an advantage. Elon didn't care whether he had experience or not. And today, so this is an interesting thing. You know, when they said that, it broke Elon, because Elon said they were his heroes. It goes to the point I was telling you about my father, that the idea shouldn't always go to an older pessimist person. It can be a young person. Like Faye. Faye is the president of Senegal today. He's 44 years. They say he's the youngest. If some old man told him that you can't do it, go and sit down. Go and sit down, wait for your time. Like they tell your youth of today. Nobody should tell anybody to go and sit down. Nobody should listen to anything to go and sit down. Prepare yourself. 24-hour economy is coming. Digitalization is coming. Don't get faked out because it is coming. It looks buoyant. It looks promising. It will come. But it will come for the one who is prepared. You got to prepare for the opportunity. Don't get faked out.
You got to know something.
Exactly. You have to prepare your mind. Don't ever think you don't have any impact to make. So the adversity issue is something that it really prepares people. Elon Musk said that when he went to try to buy the rocket from Russia, then they gave him a price. It was too expensive. He came back to US and he created his company, the SpaceX. And today, 2021, the NASA gave him a contract to manufacture a moon lander, right? To send 2 people to the moon. Since that time, this is the man who is trying to now create a spacecraft that will send people to the moon, because he didn't listen to anybody. He was able to go to the Mars and he's colonizing Mars. He's made traveling to the space easy. They gave him $2.9 billion contract. He competed with Jeff Bezos, but he got a gig. So this is the interesting fact for you. There are only 4 entities ever in history today who have sent an spacecraft to the orbit and it has returned to land safely. US, Russia, China, and Elon Musk. Elon Musk is in a country fold competition, like a continent fold. It's a kind of caliber of person. He's a whole entity on his own. Because he said if the chance is 1%,
I will take it.
He will take it. He pumped 100 million into a business that was just a wind. He didn't even know if it will work from the beginning.
Somebody was talking about the e-vehicle,
the electric, yes.
He said the electric vehicle has been there for so many years.
That's right.
Like they have it even in the 60s.
That's right.
You bring your car, they will change the battery and give you, but Elon Musk, I mean, resilience and determination has changed the narrative.
dynamics,
and then Toyota, everybody, it's like if you don't have EV car, you're not a automobile vehicle.
Exactly.
So that's a very serious.
So there's a story. This is a real life story. There's a gentleman I recruited in 2011. He's called Bernard. When we started, right? He was one of the smallish people that we got in our group. He had old women in our group. There were like 11 people at the contract site at the ministries. They were bullying him and poking him. Shut up, keep quiet. You are not useful. Hey, that sort of thing. The guy was so full of fire and strength that even the executive director saw the resilience of the boy. That the smallish, his nature doesn't merit the energy that he exudes and his determination. To the extent that the man said, we should take him out of the pack of our cleaners, our team. We should take him out and recruit somebody to replace him on the main team. Let the gentleman be focused on his secretariat alone. That is the advantage he got. And that is where all the big men come. He is the one who is managing the place in terms of hygiene, errand, shredding, photocopying, and things like that. He became like a pseudo secretary to the man's secretary. And through it, he was able to navigate a little bit of resilience. Went to Accra Poly, studied accounting. Then the company employed him. Now, here is the story. There were two boys that were involved. The other guy, I mean, for purpose of not trying to shame him, Bernard is a hero, but I'm trying not to mention the other guy's name. Good.
My favorite.
At Bernard's wedding, 2021, I was there with Muslim. When we sat, the in-law brought their daughter, very handsome, rich man, brought his daughter for Bernard to marry. And that sort of euphoria, it hit the gentleman, the boy, our other boy, who didn't listen. He didn't listen to change himself. He thought he knew. He thought we were over talking. He thought we were making noise. Now I say, boss, me know me home. The piano will to me for. She Bernard aware. Bernard awo. Say Bernard awo. Muslims say we are the day. I tell you. What's it boss? Me know me home. Say what will I do? Because he has seen the results of Bernard. He was crying.
They don't want to see. They don't want to pass through.
Exactly. Bernard had.
He won the results.
Because upon Juma 4 p.m. No, Accra Poly kusuade. Into Obeda 11, Obeda 12, for a period of time before he was able to pass to become the account clerk. Now the institution already has a relationship with him. They just put him in an account office. So he will come because the boss, the executive director liked him. He will clean in the morning, change his shirt, and go and do account work. So he was able to build his life from there. That is the sort of resilience from adversity, from nothingness. The guy was able to build a life. And now he was an example for the other guy who was not crying. So I told him something. The best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago. The second best time is today. So now that he has seen Bernard and he admires the results the gentleman is having, now he's a full-grown man with resource and with value. He should go and start the process. There's no skipping. If he thought that there's a shortcut, there's no way he's going to get around it. The guy went through since 2011. Now he's got results. So he should start so that the next 10 years we meet, he wouldn't regret. You see, don't get faked out. Don't think that things happen by chance. Things happen by change. Things don't happen by chance. It happens by change. Take the first step. Don't get caught in. Don't get stuck. Unstuck yourself. That the little disciplines that you set small goals for yourself that stretches you. If you are even in a situation that is pretty bad, take a step little by little according to your strength and keep moving, because the adversity that knocks you off, it's just a test. Life is the only situation where you get a test before you learn the lesson. Bad idea, bad implementation, every situation that hits you, you have to learn from it. If you don't learn, it will keep hitting you.
If we are talking about adversity, we shouldn't forget about gift people who are talented.
That's right.
There is a say that don't be proud of your gift, be proud of your hard work and resilience. If somebody is gifted, some people get it easy. Like maybe are trying to face something. There is this thing happening in Nigeria, Ghana and Nigeria. you will see somebody's trying to sing a very good song in Ghana, but because of a little bit fame, and then he think that he can go to a recording studio and record every song just by that. He don't want to learn anything. But Nigeria, the moment they saw the talent, they will take you to a music school, learn, master your vocals, and become somebody big. Example is Rema, Ayara, all those artists. Don Jazzy explained it for us to understand.
That's right.
So, right to my question. If somebody has talent, does adversity help the person to become big?
Oh, it does. It does. Talent is a raw material.
You need a harness.
When you find diamond in the rubble, in the mud, the work that it will go through, the chiseling, the fine tuning to get the glitters, remove the dirt, that is how talent is. David was uncouth, but he has to fine tune himself when the anointing came upon him. So talent is such that, you see, one interesting thing that I have to really mention for the purpose of the context is that Nathaniel Bassey, he said that sometimes God will keep you in a small place because he doesn't want to embarrass you. You can be a local champion singing in a local church, but you cannot go international because the gift itself needs to be harnessed and honed. They say your gifts will make a room for you. They're just talking about your raw gifts because you can't go and stand on an international stage where they have Chan Lamore and all these guys, big Christian singers, and then you come and say you are singing off key. You have the talent, you have the voice, but where you have to go pitch up and pitch tonal capabilities, somebody has to teach you. Be humble enough. One of the things I told you some time ago is that my two favorite words is teach me. Teach me. I have few friends who have exceptional qualities that I admire, and I do not hide it from them. Pride is what will make you think that, or ego. Ego is what will make you think that. So everybody has something that you want to learn. It's a bit of the pieces for everything that makes you a refined person. It is ego that keeps us small because we don't want to take anything. We don't want to look vulnerable. You see, listen to this very interesting one. The price for mastery, the price for entry is embarrassment. The price of entry is embarrassment. If you are not humble enough to be a foolish beginner, you will not be a master. A graceful master.
A wise man was a foolish person.
Exactly. If you are not humble enough to be a foolish beginner, you will never become a graceful master. We are not sitting here to tell anybody somebody's story. We are telling them our story because we are fooled ourselves several times. Because when you are exposing yourself to something you don't know, you are not familiar with it. Even if you read it 10,000 times and you haven't practiced it, when you stand in front of it, you are going to be frightened. It is deliberate. It is there to test the outliers of your strength, the gray areas of your life. Would you be able to stand in front of lecturers to defend your thesis? You have prepared a thesis, you have done your research, but when you stand in front of the professors, then you are terrified. Why? The thing you have read, you are just coming to tell them.
Why would you be?
Exactly. It's like that. That's what life is. But if you are such a person that because of the fear of standing in front of the professors, you don't want to get the degree, you don't want to get promotion, you don't want to get a certificate, then you remain small. And there's the thought of safety, to keep yourself in a safe mode without exposing yourself to any harm. It's what will harm the talent that you have. Talent that's supposed to make, the last time we were talking about unfulfilled dreams. People know they have talent, but for the fear that, what will people see? And then I'm on for Becca. And say, you see, oh yeah, that's it. Somebody call and say, hey, you are a motivational speaker now. It's supposed to mock you, but are you supposed to quit? No. You're supposed to go back and get better. The next time you're talking, you should be able to inspire, ingenuity, to bring the voice and bring the talent out of people.
It comes to a story that I read. There was this rich man who was like in his 40s. So on his 40th birthday, he said he has money, he's rich. Every time he threw party, so he wants to start something new. It comes back to adversity, how somebody to start to become somebody. So he said that, no, I want to start something small, something that people will not even think of.
That's right.
So I want to start jogging.
That's right.
And he started jogging. Then he went 1 hour. The following day he went 2 hours. Then all of a sudden he became a trainer. He was training people and became big. So a lot of people think that You have to get to there. You know, there is always big. You have to start with capital. The adversity, I know, I don't want to go through these things. And ended up that they don't have anything. They have to even start from the scratch. How can somebody accept that now, even though I have money, but I have to start a little and climb the ladder?
So for the fear of the starting, that they think they need capital,
You don't
right?
need big booyah.
I went to XYZ TV for the program.
Yeah.
The program we're doing. And then, I mean, a couple of the guys approached me. This other guy came and said that he wants to start a phone shop business.
Okay.
Retailing.
Yeah.
Right? And then he doesn't have money. He's thinking he need lights and he need a shop, turn on his AC and things like that. And I asked him that what phone? that busy. People think of the aesthetics. It is not aesthetics. Where did Google, Facebook, Amazon, where they come from? They came from garage. People were fashioning multi-billion. Amazon is trillion business ideas from garage. If you think like that, you will never be able to annex the power and authority that you're trying to get. The gentleman approached me and said that, he want to do, and he listed the usual problem. These are the elephant in the room, right? People, everybody knows. His capital is my problem. I asked him what phone he's using. He mentioned one of the iPhones, and I said that, what is the market value if you want to sell it off market right now? He said 7,500. And I said, go and sell it. Prove to me you are serious. I've given you my advice. But to act on it, go and sell it. You get 7,500, even 7,000. Then look for Samsung A3, those A8s, right? How much is one? He said 1,500, 1,600. I said that. Go and get 4 or 5 of them. Use one. Sell the 4 or even 3 that is left. That is your capital. Your salary is not enough to get you started.
So people don't pay attention to the smaller
little things. It will not kill you. It will not kill you.
More for discovery.
Several times, a lot of the wealthy people, we work for even expert companies. They go down, they go up, they go up. Life is like that. The graph is always like that. That's why when you see graph, it's like that. If the graph is always like that, people will even suspect you.
Yeah.
Because it means that the company hasn't even tested its resilience. Any company they are trying to buy, they want to see their resilience, the curve of resilience. Are they able to survive adversity? Do they have shock absorbers? What is their... That is it. So the gentleman went and sold the phone. 3 months down the line, he called me that in every 10 or 14 days, he's able to sell at least one, and he's making 200 cedis for those 10 days. So in a month, he's making about 600 cedis, right? 600 Ghana cedi profit over the phone. He doesn't have the shop, but
the capital is there.
A business. He's learning the marketing, the sales, how to communicate. That is how a big dream begins. Tabletop. That is a woman. Consistency. Every morning she's there. But you know what? I feel we'll be a baby clothing. No, be a baby boutique. All these women doing excellently well. Some of them started with Kantamanto things. They went and bought these things. The gentleman is now a phone dealer. Anybody, you see, the law of average is what I always tell you. Don't think of the bougie because you don't have what it takes. Hey, there's a company, 2013. If Muslim was here, he will help me out. We were in a very serious competition with the company. They came with big money.
Cars. I remember the story.
You remember the company?
Yeah. I remember the story.
So you see,
it's as if they were going
to fizzle us. They were going to chase us out of the place.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting thing.
Example is the COVID.
Exactly.
They waited when COVID came. Everybody's
exactly.
And then
so 2013, I don't know where they came from. They had a capital. Look, and I'm not downplaying people investing capital into things, but Dangote said that before you go into any industry, learn the in and out of it. That when people wake him up, he can tell the process of his business inside out. That's what Dangote said. And we are learning from these people who have results.
Who has already done.
And we were able to share these stories to inspire other people.
Yeah.
This great company took office on the Spintex, took office here. Everywhere you go, you see their orange and blue car. I say, hey, Eradiyewu. I was telling Muslim, how are we going to compete with? So we will use experience. That's what he told me. And he was right. We will use experience. You see, that little thing that you are downplaying, that experience you have gone through, that fire that has burnt you, that is your leverage. When the big opportunity comes, you step up. You step up and leverage. The company finally collapsed, which wasn't my prayer, but they didn't calculate their steps properly.
Yeah.
That you don't start from the top. You start from the bottom. Get customers. Test your idea to see the validity, the potency of it. You invest cautiously. You see, that's how it is. Don't buy 100 cars, 50 cars because you want to prove a point. So a lot of the people who came with that kind of bougie, they didn't survive because the market will teach you a lesson that it's about building trust with people. We that didn't have the resources, we are building steadily because to build an enduring wealth and sustainable success, you have to build a character. And character comes out of churning and hitting roadblocks and jumping over them. So it's not about you require money, but you require more character than money. When you give money to a guy who hasn't been trained, he will waste the money. Even you yourself, you waste the money. The guy who said he has 300,000.
Yeah. He doesn't know what to do. Yeah, I remember.
Listen to the advice we gave him.
Yeah.
We told him he has to finish the money. Otherwise, he will not learn a lesson. He will not learn anything.
Never. Tyler Perry said the same thing.
Yeah.
His first 700,000, 1 million.
He squandered it.
Until I would say I cry.
My mentor Jim Rohn of blessed memory.
Yeah.
He said that he was so broken that from 25 to 31 years, when he met his mentor Elshoff, he was able to become a millionaire. But by 33 years, he has finished the money.
Broke.
You see, a common home. If consistently come the way, when you scanner, it's a bit of fraud. You make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
But from that point, so that's why I've been telling you about value. When you become the magnet, that is what we're talking about. This character thing. It's not about the money. You can lose that money, but you can make it.
The man who did kwa.
Exactly. Kevin O'Reilly said that it is difficult to make your first 1 million, but once you make it, the 2 million is automatic, and it is faster, right? Tyrone was saying that it is easier to make if your annual income is $1 million, it is easier to make it in 1 month. When you become a master, you can make that annual 1 million in a month. Then the difficulty you were having to create it in a year, it is gone. With experience, resilience, mastery, continuous learning. That is the kind of idea that we are trying to propound. So somebody has a talent, somebody who doesn't even have a talent, right? You don't really need a talent. You understand? You can pick a craft, or you see, I was telling you that education without skill is waste. Right now, learning just about in a vacuum, it's not very beneficial. Now, skill base is what pays chunk of money. So even if you don't find what is your talent, I was telling somebody that don't be too concerned with talent and passion. If something is giving you what to eat and put a cloth on your back and put a decent food on the table of your family, be grateful even as you hope for the best other things that you want. So you find something, a skill that is of value, carpentry, mowing of lawn, whatever, whatever. Start with that. Or if you are in the white collar job, a tech company, find some skill. Just go and get certificate course first, 3 months. Go and get a degree if you need an advancement. Get 6 months certification. Keep going. Soon you are churning out value. People want to pay you for it. It is not something you already had an inherent skill for, but now you are pick up something and you are damn good at it, then you are creating life out of it. It is not always about chasing talent. It can be a mirage. It's like setting a goal for yourself. You shouldn't finish. A Ghana couldn't come to a place one day and say, this is it for us. You need dream view. That's not going to happen. And to be on your 76 years, to be on your 80 years, he has a dream. Why is Warren Buffett still investing? Resilience, consistency. KFC. Because even he will not be here, but he's investing. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? But talking about the adversity and consistency, you see one interesting Christian story that I heard some time ago. When Billy Graham went to London in the 60s to go and preach, those days he can fill a stadium, right? He wanted to see Winston Churchill. After the Second World War, Winston Churchill was a hero. I mean, his words and his speeches. And they said Winston Churchill is busy. He cannot see him.
A lot of people will not know Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill was the prime minister during the Second World War, the time the Nazis and the French wanted to annihilate UK.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that was the prime minister, one of the best, and he's the historic hero.
Yeah.
And also because of his speeches, his words, and his
Encouragement.
never give up attitude.
Yeah.
He's the one who said, "We will never give in." And the soldiers all were energized and they revolutionized. And then the enemy thought that they had gotten some other support from other colonies, and then they fled.
Yeah.
They left them alone.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they were at the brink of being killed.
Yeah.
Are you getting what I'm saying? So that's why Winston Churchill became very popular.
Yeah.
But he refused to see Billy Graham. I mean, that's the point I'm trying to. He refused to see him. So first day, second day, Billy Graham filled the stadium. He filled it. People came in their numbers to come and listen to his word. So now he sent a word to the Billy Graham's team that he wants to now meet him. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he felt discouraged that, oh, the prime minister doesn't want to see me, what am I even doing here? The owner of the land says he won't see me.
He won't see me.
Probably, what impact can I make?
Even they can come and cancel the show.
Exactly. It means that I don't even have the support of the state. No. You have to go regardless. Like Henry Ford said, produce it anyway. He produced the show. 2 days, filled the stadium. Now the prime minister said he wanted to see him. He was supposed to meet him for 5 minutes. He ended up talking to him for 40 minutes. So you see how it works. Adversity is already like a blessing. It's almost like a giving. That if you listen very carefully, some of the things that you notice is that like a knock in your teeth, a kick in your teeth is a blessing. All the suffering you go through is for your good. It makes you a very resilient person. It's not like to be careless with your life or just be hoo-ham. No, that's not the point. But who surmounting is building certain resilience in you. It's like training the muscle. What I say? The more you're exercising the muscle, the more it becomes strong. If you tie this muscle to your chest, right, for a day or two, it's over for the arm.
You can't even.
Because blood is not circulating through it, right? So our job is to make sure that if this is our talent, if this is what we found to do, we will be exercising this arm. We will not tie it down. Currently, this is the state of a lot of people. They've tied their job, they've tied their skills, they've tied their talent, they've tied every gift that is in them to their body. And for some, it's already gone for them. It's over for them because they are not able to use that talent again. They've gone past it, they are old. I'm not saying even it's over for an old person. But certain things you can't do. Like athletics, when you get to a certain age, you can't do 17 years, you can't run like Usain Bolt, right? Prepare like Usain Bolt, prepare like Beyonce, who can train 6 months show that it's already sold out. She will train 16 hours, 18 hours. Prepare like Michael Jackson, who want to get everything right. Prepare like Usain Bolt, who will run 4 hours, 6 hours a day just to go and run for 4 minutes or 40 seconds or 9 seconds a race. And that's why he's so good. At the field, because we're born in Mercy. Like in Paluta, they say he was underground for 15 years.
Yes.
And now he get the limelight. Charlie, what do you say? That is what I'm thinking.
But the last one, I mean, we are wrapping up though, but people, there are a lot of motivational speakers who say, follow your passion, follow your dream, follow. If you take somebody like Bill Gates, he said he didn't even like Microsoft, but his passion was to help people, like to come to Africa, do Apollo. So some people passion requires money. Akon said the same thing. He said his dream is to build the Akon city, but he has to go and find money. Just small enlightenment. You have to let people understand that passion is not always like something that will get you rich. You have to go and look for the money, then you come and fulfill your passion.
That's right.
So a lot of people are because you have said the stagnant. Man, my passion is this. I have to follow. I'm a foundation person. I'm a foundation. Meanwhile, you don't have any connection. How are you going to have a foundation if you don't have any connection? Who will bring you money? So I want you to differentiate it. Hard work makes you have your passion. But if you sit down and say, by doing this,
So one thing I would say over there is that, you see, because of the push, shove, and fast-paced life dispensation we have now, people don't want to even learn about any process. People just see the results on internet. People see as Messi is rich. You see, if you think that maybe Ibrahim Mama liked drifting a car, the guy has worked since the 90s to build the richest he has today. For 30 years he's been grinding. Kwame Despite has bought Bugatti for $3 million. He's been chainsaw operator, agege, payola, cassettes at Cantamanto, right? And passion will get you through the door sometimes. Don't go around looking. I already said that passion, in chasing of the passion, you have to make sure that if you don't even find it and you have some work, you have to be exceptionally good at the work. Be so accustomed to being excellent at what you are doing, even while you pursue passion.
Yeah.
Don't think that what you are doing is not your passion, so you just goof around.
Quick and go.
Exactly. That's not a good plan. And there's no skill that is wasted. I sold at a spare part shop in Kumasi, at my first mentor shop, B. Adams. It was not my passion, but it taught me a lot of useful lessons. Talking, sales. I learned sales since 2003 from him before I even went to university.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my passion. Maybe talking is my passion, but I needed to do cleaning, do facility, do hygiene, do training, go through everything before I could afford to come and sit here and talk, because this cost money, and I didn't have the money in 2010, so I couldn't have just started talking from 2010. I mean, even if I thought of it that way, maybe the wisdom to do that wasn't there. And
what will you even say?
The experiences that we have picked along the way, the little lessons, the people by grace we have encountered, it has taught us the humility, it has taught us community, it has taught us all these things that we can also now give to other people. So passion is good if you're able to find passion, because listen, the argument people make is that passion makes the work easy. It's like you are playing, you are playing and you are being paid. So you see, but how many people find it? And because of this mirage or mindset alone, a lot of people get stuck in a box. What they are doing, they don't pay attention. They are not excellent at it because they've not learned the fundamentals, or because they think passion is coming someday to save them, like passion A. So you see, Adena Kasano, there's nothing like black and white. Sometimes you stumble into things because a lot of us are just lucky, right? To what we did worked out for us. Sometimes it's not because people didn't work hard. The idea, or they mismanaged something. The life just happens. So if you are in a place where what you are doing is not really a passionate thing, just learn how it is done, because skills make it easy for you. When you are so good at your job, it becomes like automatic. You can even use 5% of your brain. Your body is already accustomed of it. You can let your hand do that, like people who do repetitive work. He can just look somewhere and be doing it. You would think that's how he started. That's not how he started. But in doing that so well, you'll be able to find the outliers and the boundaries and the gray areas of your life in developing what will later become like a passion for you. So I think that is what, if you ask me, the differentiation